this one was the same as all the others. They will all be the same, like an endless dance, a puppet show that goes on forever. Today the light will shine down again, to set fire to their demise, until we meet again.
What if the events of the world constantly repeated over and over and over again? No one in this world would understand that these events were repeating, except a few people. One of which is the vampire herself, Rachel Alucard. Although Rachel's role is fundamentally an observer, that is her title, she does have the ability to tamper with the timeline, which was able to, many times, stop the repeating events of the world. She may look young, but she has more maturity than probably the majority, if not all, of the Blazblue cast. Most importantly, she was the one who saved Ragna, the protagonist, in the first place, which possibly makes Ragna a half-vampire, though that's not confirmed in the story. That was the only time Rachel ever drank someone's blood, even though she's a vampire. Yeah, of vampires, she's very un-vampire-like, just keeping the sophistication of other vampires without being anywhat bloodthirsty. That doesn't mean she can't pack a punch, though, with mastery over wind and thunder magic, as well as her transforming animals, Nago and Gi. Throughout the events of Blazblue Game's storyline, Rachel would always aid Ragna in some way or fashion, even if she'd do it in a very tsundere-like fashion. And right before Ragna's final moments, they finally showed some sort of affection to each other. Come on, if Ragna would be in love with anyone, it's Rachel. Rachel, you're freaking amazing.
I suppose you brought this upon yourself, didn't you?
What did you say?
Why, because you're weak, of course. Physically, mentally. In every way a man can be weak, you are. In fact, man is too generous. You are more akin to an infant, helpless.
Me? An infant?
Yes, I feel that fits well. Why, without Ragna's apron strings to grasp onto, I doubt you could even stand. Do I smell milk? I believe I do.
Happy Halloween, everyone! This is David Leibowitz with Philosophy, Video Game Philosophy, and we are going to talk about a character I absolutely adore from the bottom of my heart. Rachel Alucard is the queen. She's the queen. She's amazing. I love her to death. And we're going to talk about her vocal theme, Crimson Bystander. Now, this version, when I was looking at themes, I actually realized that there's another vocal theme using the correct lyrics video. But actually the lyrics I looked up, I realized, are not correct. So this is, I believe, a mashup with Queen of Rose 2, the Chrono Phantasma remix. And I slightly prefer it, so I'm fine with that. But know this: the mashup is probably not official. Either way, the lyrics are right, and we care about just seeing the lyrics with the words. Music is secondary, even though the music is awesome. So without further ado, let us start with Queen of Rose, Crimson Bystander. Let's go! Ooh. Doesn't mean I'm not going to comment on the Queen of Rose 2 narration. We see, so there's a silence as the Four Seasons reveal a shadow from the outside in the boundary. What is the boundary? The boundary is basically the world of BlazBlue is basically the Matrix. The boundary is a high concentration of what is known as Seether. Seether is scientific energy that can be made, that used as magic for purposes of many different characters, and is generally where people's with high amount of power, such as Rachel, could go in and actually access. Now, someone like Arachne or Roy, when he was human, got turned into Arachne because he went into the boundary. There's a silence as the Four Seasons reveal a shadow from outside in the boundary. The shadow. This is all a build up to my eventual video on vampires and werewolves in BlazBlue, and what we see here is that the Four Seasons, so the winds, because Rachel uses wind and thunder. From the outside, in the boundary, Rachel is in a sense a shadow, offering what is very much what people don't accept about themselves, and that especially in this technological society, Rachel is that magic that is what is needed. But she, of course, like a shadow, comes off in a very tsundere-like nature, so she's very hard to talk to. But she's just amazing, so I don't really care. You really should put up with this lady because she has a lot of good wisdom to tell you if you just listened. So talk about you, Ragna. Took you to the end to finally give her a thank you. Crimson Bystander. There's going to be a later lyric that's going to explain this. That goes into some Alice in Wonderland territory. So her thorny dream, Rachel, especially in the early parts, is constantly reliving the same moment. Well, everyone is, but she's the one that actually understands that she's reliving the same moment. So it's sort of like, it doesn't matter what's happening in her castle. She's the bystander. She's the one that's watching. But then she's the shadow. As the shadow, she finally decides to open the door and maybe help someone get somewhere. But ultimately, she can't fully interfere, except she does with against Takamakahara, with using the Tsukuyomi unit, which trains her those full, like, epic god watcher powers. Rachel's relationship with blood is very interesting. She's even more, how do I say this, more formal than other vampires. She just really doesn't not drink anyone's blood. The only person's blood she has drank is Brogna's, and that was to save him and basically make him a half vampire. But even somebody would think that Ragna might be a Dhampir half vampire because of that. Though he's not. I don't think he's officially characterized as a half vampire. He doesn't really refer to himself as one. He's just a reaper. And the moon cannot satisfy the moon because she's in darkness. She's in shadow. She's with that feminine energy. The thirst in my throat becomes feverish because she needs to drink the blood. She still needs to drink blood somehow. She just doesn't drink people's blood. Exactly. This is referring to the moment in which she did have to commit the ultimate sin and drank Ragna's blood. She did it because she had to, but she didn't want to. But she did it. So this is sort of her own falling from grace and dying crimson. I also think there's some interesting, as we go through the song, there's some which would fit Rachel's character. I mean, her hairstyle fits. Actually, no, Alice from Alice in Wonderland does not have that. But she has, like, slight, I mean, she's referred to as Rabbit by Ragna. That's Ragna's nickname. So, I mean, there is the trope in Alice in Wonderland of the Red Queen, which very much Rachel refers to as sort of this Red Queen figure, dyeing the white flowers red. And I think that's exactly this. Like, there's the White Requiem stage, the White Requiem theme when Ragna and Rachel fight. That's a special stage for them fighting. When you usually see her, the roses in her castle are red. I guess that would make sense then that the White Requiem is when Rachel's at her highest innocence, because that was before she drank Ragna's blood. Surely Ragna didn't, but he's basically the only one who did, in the sense that you drank his blood. It's about Ragna. It's all about Ragna. You are thirsty. You want Ragna. You want Ragna. You don't tell me otherwise. You love Ragna. So, the honorable prayer for life, because she's praying in Ragna, who also represents the darkness. He is the antihero. He is the chaos. Rachel is orderly, but she is, as a vampire, the archetypal chaos as well. Praying for the chaos in this such orderly, mechanistic world again. There's also a new 13's theme, making it, that's their own kind of chaos, as well as definitely. I'm not saying Hazma is a spirit of order. He's a spirit of chaos, but he's a trickster that plays in that order, that false order, to create and to make true chaos eventually. But she's fighting against Izanami is order in a sense, which is an orderly figure. She wants to go against the orderliest of the mecha gods, basically the Sankishin units. The pray for true life, for us to actually truly live in the moment. That is what's going on here. Now we have this dope thing, which I believe in this is going on. People say that this is when she sees Hazama. She's at this all a nice parade. Then she sees Hazama and she wants to beat the shit out of him. This has nothing to do with the actual, again, with this version of the song, but it just slaps. This is great. I love this so much. Blazblue music is the best soundtrack ever. I don't care. This is amazing. Dang. Well, we will well, as this is waiting, I think this is a perfect time with my shoddy internet to talk about what we were talking about here. So we have all of this is related. This is where the Alice in Wonderland vibes go crazy. First, we have to deal with the sylphs. Sylphs are actually, we're going to talk about Paracelsus a lot with our Asuka video. Paracelsus had a alchemist, had a spirit for each element, and for the wind, he made the sylphs. Rachel's drive is sylphied, because in Blazblue, I don't think Guilty Gear has a system, or maybe it did, but Blazblue always has the drive system. So Rachel's special thing is that she can use wind to move her things around, and which influences her attacks. It's again pretty complicated. But the sylph is the interesting thing is that sylphs, because it's out of an alchemical system, sylphs are very kind of mechanistic in a sense. So that this sort of slight science to it, right? Because he also made homunculus. So this understands that Rachel is still not as magical as a person such as Nine is. Nine, what was he in Chrono Phantasm? The playable character in Central Fiction, Nine the Phantom. No, because she still uses a robot god. She had control over a robot god, and she is using some science in her magic. She's not purely magical being. She's more magical than most other people. She's a vampire, but she's not purely. Technically, Valkenhayn is more magical than the mage. Rachel is, because he's just completely out of reason. He is out of reason, which is only lycanthropes are, because he's a creation of sorcery. But this is sort of the idea that life, in a sense, she sees life in a very different way. she sees the world of BlazBlue is very mechanistic, but it's moving again and again in a cycle of, as in this, there's a song in Central Fiction, and the Central Fiction when the loop ends, refers to as samsara, the Hindu and Buddhist reincarnation. What we also see here, though, is that for her, the constant thing of time that she wants to end is just a play. It's just playful, because in Hinduism it kind of is playful. It is playful that Shiva, when he's creating and recreating the world, is constantly is sort of playing in this idea of the world. So Rachel does view it sort of as everyone else is struggling and constantly, especially when news constantly going to the cauldron and that everything has to reset. You're just like, I don't care. Rachel has no obligation to do everything. She just has to watch. She just has to watch. She just watches everything unfolding. But she doesn't. She still has responsibility. She just wants to go out and try to change things. This rondo of time, which never ends. But yeah, exactly. So, but then there is the element of the child in her that is, I think this is something, again, very Nietzschean, that Rachel is the most mature character in this whole series by embodying, in a sense, the child. Now, she doesn't act like a child. She's a little again, she's whiny sometimes, but by having that shot, sort of, in a sense, is still about her innocence. It's still about that she is still relatively young. Like Clavis, her father, is dead, but he was old, so he's lived for ever. So the fact that she still looks young shows that that she still embodies life playfully. She's still playful, and that is exactly what Nietzsche says. Treating life like a child does play. And that's what Rachel does. Through playfulness, we can finally break the samsara. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to stop recording for now and get this connection issue going. Connection issue's fixed. Let's finish this baby. The more basic reading is that, okay, I mean, think about this again, about the Alice in Wonderland connection. Because with the endless, it's sort of like the endless tea party where it's always tea time, right? It's always tea time. And you're always late. It's like a corpse becomes revived. Like, by the time they're finishing the tea, oh, the world's starting over again. Okay. But also, there's sort of like the idea of the sugar going in and the nonsense happening, but that, in a sense, the drinking the blood. So there's, again, her talking about drinking Ragna's blood. Also, drinking blood of tea, if she ever does that. But also the idea that again, through playfulness, life can be reborn. In a sense. This is exactly it. The Earl embraces the Queen's crown. The girl embraces the Queen's crown. Like, this is, for some reason, only the person who embodies the child, who treats things as seriously as a child does play, is the one that will help deal with things and will change the world. And that is why Rachel's amazing. I mean, because the words that she can just destroy you with. She has a perfect way with words, and I love it. So exactly, this is the sense of rebirth. This is exactly it. That she is what leads. She is the shadow is the what everything that our childish nature, darkness inside us, our animal instincts, because the vampire also the animal instincts through the desire for the blood, savagery. All these things can be reborn and turned into something beautiful, and that is Rachel, and that is why the vampires is the long forgotten thing. She is history. She is what has been forgotten, and that is why Rachel's amazing, and eternity just keeps on going. But eventually, she got everything happened, and she got Ragna. She helped get Ragna to the finish line, and Ragna changed everything, and Samsara ended thanks to Rachel's help. That's it. Rachel is amazing. All right, everyone. Happy trick-or-treating. Happy Halloween. Again, Jacko, who literally in Revelator, one of her lines is trick-or-treat. Would have been better for this, but this has more Halloween vibes. Like, Professional Can't Please Me, I think she's kind of she just has the Halloween aesthetic. The song has nothing to do with Halloween. I mean, it has vague things, but like, not really. This is more Halloween-y. So, everyone, whoever celebrates, I hope you have a good Halloween. This is awesome. Again, check out my Discord, check out my other Blazblue videos, check out my Guilty Gear videos, and peace.